Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about furry and feathered family members. Say that 3 times fast. Coming in hot with a very personal story here. Literally a month after Tony had moved in, she didn't know it yet, but I was already trying to work on the ring, if you know what I mean. My mom had called me up. She was in tears. She had just got back from the cancer doctor, and the cancer had really started working on her. She said she could no longer take care of her bird, and she didn't want to get rid of it, but she didn't know what to do with her, and asked if I'd take her. I told her I'd talk to Tony that night, and of course, when I first asked Tony, she said absolutely, and I said, "Okay, honey, I'm totally on board with you, but you do realize the bird's 6 months, 6 years old. That bird's going to live 60 to 80 years, so it's going to outlive us. So we're talking about a commitment that's out. We're going to have to give to kids that we've just now started talking about." We still agreed to take her, and I'm glad to say that a quarter of a century later, Dee Dee is still standing sentinel out in the front of our kitchen, making sure that the house has a sufficient amount of chaos in our home. But I wanted to make sure and share this for one reason. In our house, animals aren't pets. They're just furry or feathered family members, and in some cases, long-lasting reminders of the people that first imprinted on them before we got a hold of them. Now, over the years, I've been in a position where I've talked to folks that have had pets that have crossed over that rainbow bridge, and I see them trying to hold back on grief because they say, well, it was just a fill in the blank, a dog, a cat, a bird, whatever. And they feel that they shouldn't be grieving that much. And I'll stop and ask them a couple questions gently. I'll say, first, can you name every best friend you've ever had? And then I'll ask them, can you name every pet you've had? First question's a lot harder if they can answer it at all. The second question they can typically answer just off the jump. And as soon as they do that, then I'll say, well, that kind of tells you right there where those pets fit into your heart. And that gives them permission to grieve properly, because the pets truly do hold that place in our heart. And that's just a thought from a guy that is profoundly blessed to have furry and feathered family members in his heart. P.S. The Irish setter pick, that's the first dog that I ever had, Rusty. He used to sit on top of the doghouse when it rained. Strange dog. And the Roddy, that was my little brother's dog. We got him, Craig worked our parents over and got him 6 months before Craig died. It was like a long goodbye for Craig, so that was a very special pick. As far as the Bible verses today, Psalm 104, 10 through 28, and Matthew 10, 26 through 31. And questions: how do you treat the furry and feathered family members in your house? And yes, I should have added scaly ones in too, but Mrs. Rice ain't too keen on those. God bless you. Have a great day.